You'll start off seated, so you can either sit, just sit comfortably, either on your knees or you can sit cross-legged and just close your eyes for a few moments. So as you close your eyes, just start to lengthen your spine, roll shoulders up towards your ears and down your back. And just do that a couple of times, just to opening up the shoulders, letting that stress or anything that you need to let go of, and then reversing that direction. So shoulders up towards your ears, bringing them forward a couple of times. Just loosening up. And then start to take one ear to one shoulder. It doesn't matter which one. And then drop your chin to your chest. Take your ear to the other shoulder, and then just come back to the front. Take it to the other side. Do that about 2 or 3 times as well. Just loosening up your neck. You can go as fast or as slow. And then start to use your breath to use this movement. So inhaling to one side, exhaling to center, inhaling to the other side. About one more round for each side. And then just dropping your chin to your chest. Opening up your eyes, reaching your arms all the way up towards the ceiling. And then just take a little twist to one side. Doesn't really matter, again, which side. So whichever side feels comfortable. And then inhale, bringing the arms up, just syncing your breath to your movement. Take it to the other side. Coming back to center, we're going to do a cat-cow seated. So how we'll do this, to actually, if you'd like, you can take your fingers and then interlace them. Start to press your fingers forward as you tuck your chin and round your spine, press it back. And then as you come into a cow posture, you're actually going to bring those fingers around in the other direction, push your chest forward, and then just go back and forth. Again, using your breath here, so it does not matter how fast or slow you're moving. So yeah, you should start to feel this in the core, feel this in the shoulders as you're releasing. And if one feels pretty good, you can stay there for a moment. Take about 2 more rounds each side. And then sitting up tall. Coming into a tabletop position, all fours. And then we're going to go right into that cat-cow again. So now stacking hips over shoulder, or stacking hips over knees, shoulders over the wrists, moving through your cat-cow. So now noticing how this feels different, taking the entire body into it. Where can you press into the floor a little firmer? Where can you release the spine a little bit? And then continue this cat-cow. If this feels good, or since you're on all fours, you can do hip circles, rocking hips all the way back towards your heels, coming forward in one direction. You can simply just do C curves with the body, arching from one side to the other. You can even just stay in a neutral tabletop. Roll out your head or neck in one direction or the other. And then taking a wrist stretch. I really like doing this one, especially if you're on the computer all day. Turning your fingers back to face your knees. And then you can continue that cat-cow, or just simply rocking onto those fingertips, coming back forward. So just taking whatever you need to kind of open up the spine. It is good doing this at the end of the day. Most of my classes are now early in the morning. And this is how we wake up. Lots of little stretches. You can even take your fingertips towards each other, rock a little side to side. And then coming back to that neutral tabletop position, we're going to come into a downward dog. So right away, walk your hands one hand front forward, curl the toes, lift the hips up, and do the same thing in your down dog. Just give your legs a stretch. So walk out the dog is what we call it. Relax your head. You can even close your eyes here if this feels good. You can move fast, you can move slow as you pedal it out, and then you can even raise a leg if that feels good, opening up one side, raising the other. You can even roll it out to a high plank pose, and then come back to your downward dog. Next breath in, look at your hands, walk your feet up to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, hands to your shins, flat back. Forward fold, extended mountain, rising all the way up. Give yourself a stretch and then take your right hand to your left wrist and then hinge over to the right. Switching sides, releasing that hand and then take your left hand to the right wrist, hinge over to the left. Inhale both arms up, forward fold all the way down. Halfway lift, lengthen, high plank pose. This time just step and then you can either chaturanga or you can come straight to a down dog. You can lower halfway, up dog. If you take that flow and meeting in downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths. Just settle into your down dog. You can pedal it. You can stay still. Next breath in, come high onto your toes. Look at your hands. Walk all the way to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, flat back, create that long spine, forward fold. Tadasana, rising all the way up, stretch, look up, and then forward fold all the way back down. Halfway lift, lengthen, flat back, high plank pose. Either come straight right back to down dog or lower halfway down or to your knees. Cobra or upward facing dog, stretch, look up, downward facing dog, high. This time, raise your right leg straight up towards the ceiling. Knee to nose, cheetah, curl it in. Use that core, raise the right leg high. Warrior 1, step right foot to the top of your mat. Back foot goes flat. So sinking into that front knee. And then square the hips, feel the right hip in line with left. Inhale, reach your arms up. So find that balance. Use the core to stay stable. Back leg is strong. Front knee is bent strong. Using that press of both feet to lift you up. Open up to warrior 2. So all you're going to do is open up the arms. If you came up a little in that front knee, sink back down. Look over your front hand. Peaceful warrior, flip your front palm. Watch your right hand go up towards the ceiling as the left hand slides down the back of your back leg. And then side angle, right hand inside of that right foot. So once again, feel that back leg pressing down strong. Feel the front knee strong. High plank, both hands to the mat. Lower halfway, upward dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, ha. Take a breath in, let everything go, ha. Taking this to the left side, raise the left leg up. Knee to nose, cheetah, curl it in. Lift that left leg back up high, warrior 1, left foot all the way to the top. So this is your first one on this side to balance. So making any adjustments, you may want to straighten that left leg, bend back in, feel the right hip in line with left, reaching arms up. And then once again, feel that grounding of the back foot. Back heel is down, outer blade. Take another breath in, and then on your exhale, warrior 2, open up the arms. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, pulling navel to spine, peaceful warrior. Keep that front knee bent as you reach the left arm up. Right hand slides down your back leg. Extended side angle, taking left hand all the way down to the floor. As you do, start to open up that right side. Feel the right shoulder stack on top of left. High plank pose. Low plank. Up dog, breathe in. Down dog, breathe out. Ha. Moving on, take your right leg straight up towards the ceiling. Twist cheetah, take your right knee to your left elbow. Yeah, there's your core. Inhale, right leg high, crescent lunge. So the right foot's to the top of the mat. And then this time you're staying high on the ball mound of the back foot. Arms still come up. So this way you really can feel the hips squaring off. Pressing into that front foot, be light on your toes. And then open twist. So you're going to take your right arm to the back. Take your left arm forward. Now reverse your warrior. So take the left arm up towards the ceiling, right hand to the back of that back thigh. And then revolve side angle. Take your left hand all the way to the floor. Reach the right arm up. So just like our side angle, but it's revolved. Start to shift, look up at the ceiling. And then high plank pose. Lower halfway down. Low plank, upward dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Yeah, working up that body. We do this on the left side. Raise the left leg up. Twist cheetah, left knee to right elbow. Inhale, lift it up, crescent lunge. Step left foot to the top. Again, be high on the ball mound of that back foot. Again, find your balance here. Sinking a little deeper if you need, squaring off that right hip with left. And then once you have the balance, open twist, right arm forward, left arm goes back. Sink a little deeper, use that core, reverse your warrior, right arm to the ceiling. The left hand can go to the back of that right thigh, look up, revolve side angle. So take your time, dropping that right hand to the floor, reaching the left arm up, and then shift your gaze up to your lifted hand, high plank to low plank. Upward dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. We are probably getting hot and sweaty. Inhale, right leg lifts towards the ceiling. Take your right knee to your right elbow. Inhale, pick it back up. Low lunge. So right foot all the way to the top. This time you're going to come down on the back knee, untuck the toes. Inhale, reach arms up, and then we're going to do another stretch. Take your right arm to the mat or drop it down. Left arm reaches up and over, and then just switch sides. So this is still core work here. So still staying upright, just hinging right above the waist. Inhale, both arms up, and then dragon lunge. So walk your right foot to the edge of your mat. Drop both hands inside of that right foot. So stay here in dragon lunge if this feels good and you feel the stretch already, or you can come to a lizard lunge, that is dropping onto your forearms. If you come to your forearms, you may need to walk that right foot out just a little further to give yourself space to sink. And if you still want to go just a tad further, a quad stretch. See how that feels on a Tuesday afternoon. Quad stretch, bend that back knee. Reach around with your right hand, catch the top of the foot. Yeah, you should feel that stretch. Pulling the heel towards your hip. Now making your way to a half splits, walking that right foot back to center. And then just pressing that right hip back in line with left. So two more options, either stay in a half splits. If you have full splits, you can come into full. You can always just bend back into that right knee, plant the right foot flat, and just rock it back a few times just to feel that right leg open up. Take about 3 more breaths here. Still using the core. Tailbone in one direction, crown of the head in the opposite direction. If you took full splits, coming back to half, if you are doing that stretching, land in your half splits, and we're going to do a twist. So keep your left hand on the floor. Raise your right arm up. As you do this, feel that right hip back in line with left. Try to stack right shoulder on left. Now wide leg fold to the left. So a quarter turn to the left side of your mat with your hands. Pivot both of your feet, heels out a little wider than your toes, and then fold down. That's funny, having a hood on, it kind of gets in your head. So take several breaths here. You got options. You can just bend into a knee or the other if you feel. You just need to keep it a little active. You can walk your hands between your feet, relax your head a little closer to the mat. You can even do a wide leg down dog. So walk your hands all the way out in front of you. Lifting those hips up, using that core. So ground into the outer blades of your feet. Soft bend in your knees. Relax your head wherever you are. Next inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. And then a side bend into that left knee. Flex your right foot towards the front of your mats. This is called Skandasana. Option, you can bring your hands to heart center, stay low, switching sides, bend into that right knee, flex the back foot. One more time to the back. And then coming to a high plank pose, so walk your hands all the way to the top. Step right foot to meet left, and then lower halfway down. Cobra upward facing dog, stretch down dog, take a breath in. Let it go. We're going to do the same thing. Raise your left leg up towards the ceiling, left knee to left elbow, tap. Inhale, use that core to lift it high and low lunge, left foot to the top of your mat, dropping down on that back knee. Coming up, reaching arms up, sinking your hips low. We're doing our side stretches first, left hand to the floor, or you can hover it. So if it doesn't touch the floor, just hover where you can lean over and still create that long spine, switching sides, right arm down, left arm's up and over. Inhale, both arms up, coming into your dragon lunge to start out. So dropping both hands inside of that left foot, walking the left foot to the edge of your mat. So this is where you'll start to notice really one side different from the other. Stay in here, lizard lunge if you'd like, dropping to the forearms. Another option, taking that quad stretch. You can keep that forearm on the mat, reach around with the left hand to that back foot. Yeah, again, notice one side, definitely different than the other. Transitioning to your half splits. So walking that left foot back to the center of your mat, and then flex the left foot forward, making any adjustments to get the left hip in line with right. So you can walk that foot forward, you can come to full splits. You can keep this active, bending into that front foot, planting it flat and rocking it back a few times. Deep breaths here. And wherever you are, landing in your half splits, flex the front foot, twist, right hand down, left arm reaches up. So pause here for a moment, feel that left hip realign with the right. Look up at the ceiling, wide leg fold to the right, walk your hands, quarter turn to the side, and then pivot your feet so you're facing the opposite direction. And you can do something different or do the same thing. Peace sign fingers can wrap around big toes. Hands can go around the ankles or outer blades of the feet. You can Skandasana, bend a little into each knee, knowing that's where we're going here in about 3 more breaths. So pull navel in tight. Relax the head. Be light on the toes, pressing into the blades of the feet. Next breath in, halfway lift, lengthen. And then side bend into that right knee. Flex that left foot towards the front. You can bring hands to heart center and transitioning to the front. Press into the left foot. Bend the left knee. Right leg is straight. Switching back to the back. Pressing down into that right foot. High plank pose. Walk hands all the way to the top. Stepping that left foot to meet right. Lower halfway down. Cobra upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Ha. Inhale high onto your toes. Bend your knees. Look at your hands. Walk to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, lengthen, and forward fold. Ha. Chair pose. And then settling into your chair. Deep breaths. Sinking a little bit lower. Be light on your toes. Press into those heels. Press into the ball mound of the feet. Take another breath in and forward fold. Ragdoll. Separate feet hip distance. You're just going to grab opposite elbows. Shake your head out no. Sway the body side to side. Nod your head yes. So doing a few more little twists. The first one, release your hands down. Take your right hand in front of your right foot. Bend your right knee. And just lift your left arm up towards the ceiling as you straighten your left leg. Switching sides, not hanging out for long. Left hand in front of that left foot. Bend the left knee, straighten the right leg. Look up. Both hands down, halfway lift. Forward fold, chair pose, walking your feet back closer together. The toes can touch, heels can be separated. And then you sink the hips back. You can always keep your feet hip distance apart and your knees would be hip distance apart. Wherever you are, we're coming into a chair twist to the right. So bring your hands to heart center, squeeze shoulder blades together, and then hook your left elbow outside of the right knee. Staying right here, you can open up the arms if that feels good. Look back down, make sure that left knee is in line with your right. Coming back to chair pose. and then forward fold. Separate feet hip distance, big toe forward fold. Peace sign fingers around the big toes, lengthen. Forward fold, exhale. Once again, shake out your head no. Nod it yes. Halfway lift, lengthen, coming back into that chair pose. Walking those feet back together. Bringing your hands to heart center. Chair twist to the left. Hooking the right elbow outside of the left knee. Keeping your hands to heart center or open up the arms. Feeling those shoulder blades squeeze together. Inhale back up to chair. Forward fold again, gorilla pose. Separate feet hip distance. Working a lot of core today. Gorilla is sliding the back of your hands all the way under your feet so the toes touch the wrists. And then relax your head. This time you're pressing into the toes, pressing into the ball mound of the feet. You can even lift a heel off the mat. Drop that heel, lift the other heel, bend your knees as much as needed. Relax your head. Extended mountain, walk your feet closer together. Slowly rise, take your time, no rush. And just bring your hands down by your side. In Sanskrit, this is called Samaste Tahi. I just love saying that because it's kind of cool to say. All right, we're going to do a few grounding postures. So the first thing is we're going to stand on the left foot and we're going to bring the right knee into the chest. So take your left heel, press it into the mat, ground down the ball mound, be light on the toes, and just bring your right knee into your chest. Once the right knee's in, flex that right foot. Inhale, reach the arms up. That's one leg Tadasana. And then dancer. So we're going to keep that left hand lifted. You're now going to take your right hand inside of that right foot, bring your knees together, and then just start to kick that right foot up towards the ceiling as the left hand leans forward. Look out over your left hand. For 3, for 2, release, right foot meets left. All right, switching sides. Ground down the right heel. Pressing into the ball mound of the foot, be light on those toes, bring your left knee into your chest. So starting the same way. So this is your one-legged mountain. Stork pose, also it can be called. Inhale, arms up, stand tall, and then dancer. Right arm stays lifted. Then bend that left foot back a little. Left hand's inside the foot. Knees are staying together. Don't let that knee bow out to the left. Reach a little further up towards the ceiling with the foot. Reach the right hand a little further and release. Tree posture. Coming back to that left foot. Ground down the left heel. And even pick up all the toes first. And you can start in that one leg Tadasana if you want to, again, just to feel how that feels. And then you take the right knee out to the side and place that right foot above or below the knee. Or you can even take it at your ankle. And we'll be here for about 5 to 6 breaths. So wherever you go, start to find stillness. So if you need to have that right foot at the ankle, just place it there. Hands can be at heart center. You can reach the arms up. You can spread the hands out wide. You can even take the hands to the low back. Squeeze the knuckles together or the fingers and then squeeze those shoulder blades together. Stand tall, still pulling navel to spine. Just take another breath in, and then on your exhale, release. Taking this to the other side. So I told you, not near as many standing postures. We did a lot more stretching in the beginning. So last standing posture. Balancing on that right heel, ball mound, light on those toes. Again, you can bring that left knee into the chest to start out, and then take that left knee out, coming right into your tree posture. And again, 6 breaths. So you know what it felt like on the other side. You know how it needs to feel on this side. And just observing. One side a little different, stronger, a little more flexible than the opposite side. Taking your arms wherever they need to go. Just keep your gaze steady and keep that breath strong. If you fall out, you can always come back in. Reset, take another breath in. And release, exhale. Tadasana, reach up, look up, forward fold all the way down. halfway lift, lengthen. High plank pose. This time, we're just going to come all the way down to the mat. Whew, yeah. No more down dogs. All right, whale posture. Take your right arm out to the side. So make sure your right hand and the arm is coming straight from your right shoulder. And then plant your fingertips into the floor. And you're going to make sure you have enough space. You're going to roll onto your right shoulder. As you roll onto the right shoulder, the left knee is going to point up. And then drop your left foot flat outside of your right knee. And then you can reach the left arm up and wrap it around your low back. If you have a pillow or a block or something, you can rest your head on that. Otherwise, just try to relax, letting that right ear fall closer and closer to the floor. We'll just be here for about 3 more breaths, not hanging out long. Next breath in, rolling back to center. And you're just going to switch sides. So taking your time, you can even slide over to the right side of your mat as you extend that left arm out. And then pressing, make sure that that left hand, arm's coming straight from the shoulder. And then bend the right knee, plant it flat outside of that left leg. Reaching the right arm up and wrap it around low back. And try to relax your ear to the mat as best as possible. About 2 more breaths. Rolling back to center. We're going to come into a dragonfly arms. I don't know if I've done this one with you before. So plant your right elbow right in front of your chin, and then drop your right forearm to the floor. Now take your left arm, plant that elbow right in front of the opposite. So both arms are extended. Now walk your elbows in a little so you can relax your chin to your upper arm. Now, if you're not feeling anything here, you may be feeling it right off the bat, but if you're not feeling anything, several things. You can walk those elbows in a little closer in to lengthen the spine, lengthen the neck. You can even walk your hands out a little further so that way those elbows are like crisscrossing a little deeper. We'll just be here for about 2 more breaths and then we'll switch sides. When you're ready, unwind that right arm or whichever arm was closer to you, take it to the top. So you just now switched. So when you rest your chin, it should be on the opposite upper arm. So really what we're doing is just feeling the opposite of what we just did on that whale posture. So your shoulder blades now are actually separating apart, kind of creating that rounding effect. And then coming into puppy pose or half dog. So make your way up to a tabletop position. And then keeping your hips stacked directly over your knees, walk your hands all the way to the top of your mat. Once you have the hands to the top of the mat, start to relax your chin, forehead to the floor. So in puppy pose, you're still working your shoulders. Yeah. The shoulder blades now draw together on your back. Try to relax the shoulders. Take about 5 more breaths here. Take another breath in. Melt into the floor. Breathe out. Next inhale, slowly coming back to that tabletop position. And we're going to come into a half pigeon pose. So option 1, since you're upright, is just bring that right foot across the top of the mat. And then the right knee is to the upper right corner. And then this is what it looks like if you're on your stomach. Yeah, you can start to lean forward, pressing the tailbone back. Try to keep that right hip in line with left. You can drop your hands anywhere that feels comfortable. Try to make sure that that left leg is coming straight from the left hip. If this is not comfortable, you can always do this on your back, and that would be pressing your left foot into the floor, crisscrossing the right ankle on top of that left knee. Same posture, just one way is on your stomach, the other way is on your back. Same benefits from both. So take about 5 more breaths here. And when you're ready, we're going to switch sides, so no rush. As you rise up, you can come back to a down dog if that feels good. You can come to a tabletop, or you can just simply swing that left foot all the way to the top left corner, or right corner actually, left knee to the left corner of your mat. And then as you come down, make sure that that right leg is coming straight from your right hip. And then find length in your spine, crown of the head forward, tailbone pressing back. So feel where you can strengthen in the core here. And then feel where you can relax. Try to relax the hips, try to relax the shoulders. Take about 3 more breaths. Slowly rising out of this, we're going to come into a seated forward fold. So as you come up, swinging both legs all the way around in front of you. Again, no rush. We'll be here for about 6 or so breaths. Once you have the feet in front of you, make sure the hips are squared down, pulling navel in. You can reach your arms up if you'd like, and then hinge at your waist and fold. You can reach around both feet. You can just relax your hands by your side. And you can bend your knees as much as you need to here to still create that long spine. Crown of the head reaching forward, drawing those shoulder blades together on your back. Pulling navel in tight, and then steady rhythmic breath. Making your way onto your back for happy baby, hugging your knees into your armpits, taking your hands around the outer blades of the feet, and just hang out here for about 3 breaths. You can rock side to side, you can straighten a leg or the other, you can stay still. So when you're in your happy baby, still feel those shoulder blades draw together on your back as you pull navel in tight. Tuck your chin a little, create that long spine, and coming into waterfall posture. So keep your hips on the floor. Relax your hands by your side. Just flex your feet straight up towards the ceiling. Even more so, tuck that chin just a little to create that long spine. Soften the shoulders. And point the toes or flex the feet. Take about 3 more rounds of breath here. Letting gravity flow, let the blood flow in the opposite direction. Then hugging your knees into your chest for a supine twist. As the knees hug in, take both knees over to the right. Let the left shoulder fall to the mat. Let the left ear fall to the mat. And either close your eyes or look over your left hand. Switching sides. Hugging knees back in tight. Give them a little squeeze and then take knees to the left as the right shoulder falls to the mat. And back to center. Giving yourself a little squeeze again. And then setting up for your Shavasana rest. Let the legs go all the way down the length of the mat. And then let the feet just fall open. Just let them flop. And then tucking the chin a little, tuck the shoulders a little, feel the shoulder blades come together, and then relax the arms. Relax the hands, the fingers, and then relax your core. No more navel to spine. Just let your stomach relax. And then finally relax your breath. No more controlled breathing. Just simply let the weight of your body press into the mat and feel the mat support your body. We'll take one deep breath in together, fill up, and then let it out. Shavasana, rest. Start to become aware of your breath again. Start to notice the rise and fall of your stomach, the ribs, the chest, and then notice the fall. Start to bring a little movement back to your body by wiggling the toes and fingers, circling the wrists, circling your ankles. And then taking a full body stretch, lengthen feet towards the front, hands towards the back. Take another deep breath in, lengthen in all directions, and then hug your knees into your chest. Roll to one side of your mat. Rest your head on your arm. And then slowly making your way back up to a comfortable seat, just like we started. Rolling your shoulders up towards your ears and down your back. Rolling your shoulders up and forward, taking one ear to your shoulder, chin to chest, ear to the other shoulder. Chin to chest, keeping eyes closed, bringing your hands to your heart center. Bringing your hands between your eyebrows, forehead center. We bow to each other and say, Namaste.